Hello. Continuing on the theme of 2023 being the year of joy and how to juice your joy. And in preparation, hopefully also for a podcast that I'm going to be collaborating with Sean Patrick from That Guy's House, who is the one who published my book. We're going to be doing a podcast tentatively titled The Joyful Reaper, and it's going to be about death and our relationship to death or lack thereof, and joy, how to increase and juice your joy. So I'm spending a lot of time thinking about this, and one of the things that, and there's a lot in the spiritual world about different all kinds of different things. And I think some things have almost become trite or become tropes. And so I do want to address some of those. One of those is the idea that any given moment, any given challenge or gift is an opportunity to learn something, right? And I think, one, we've heard that so much that it can begin to just sort of go in one ear and out the other. It can also feel patronizing sometimes to people, or it can feel as if we are not taking their pain into account or we're belittling it. And that is not something I want to do. Although I do think the idea is valid. For me, it's a perspective shift, right? That if I'm having a difficult time, if something difficult is going on, thinking about what can I learn from this, what can I take from this, is a perspective that I personally find valid. But I was recently watching a video, an old interview of Michael Caine, the British actor, and he actually said something that I like even better. And the story goes that when he was a young actor, early on in his career, he was in a play and he was standing backstage, and his entrance was supposed to be through a door onto the stage, and he was standing in the wings waiting to make his entrance. And the two people on stage had been improvising a bit. One of them picked up a chair and threw it, and the chair then was blocking the door that was meant to be Michael Caine's entrance. And so he came to the door and he didn't know what to do about it. And the direction that he got was use the difficulty. If it's a comedy, trip over the chair. If it's a drama, make some sort of dramatic entrance around the fact that the door's being blocked by the chair. Now, I like the idea of use the difficulty better because it's more empowering, for one thing. I think the idea of allowing ourselves to think of every moment in our lives or any given moment in our lives as a teaching moment, like I said, for me, that's valid. That's been a perspective shift that's been very helpful for me, but it's also a bit passive, right? The idea of you're being taught something, whether it's by the universe or God or somebody else or whatever, that you're being taught something, that's passive. You're learning something, that's a receptive position to be in. And that may not always be comfortable, and that may not always feel right. Use the difficulty, to me, is much more empowering, because then you're choosing how you're going to use the difficulty or whether you're going to use the difficulty at all, right? And that's something that I really responded to. I thought, wow, that is a really interesting twist on this idea. And this interview is, I think, fairly old. So I'll have to try and look and see, if I can find out where it was. But anyway, so today, I'm offering you advice from the actor Michael Caine, or at least the advice that he got from a director or another actor a long time ago, which was use the difficulty. So let's try to do that. I think that can help juice your joy. I think anytime we feel empowered, particularly in the face of difficult circumstances, and God knows there's enough difficult circumstances spinning around right now for anybody to come up with some things that they could use this for. But yes, use the difficulty. I think that will help juice your joy, because if you can figure out the way to use the difficulties in your life, whether it's comically to fall over the chair or dramatically to make a dramatic entrance about the chair, either one feels better to me than just standing behind the door wishing there wasn't a chair blocking it, right? So that's your hint for juicing your joy today, and I made it under 5 minutes, so I'm very proud of myself. Yay! Mwah! Love y'all. Bye.